Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
And a very good morning, everyone. Welcome along to Chasing Winners. Looking forward to tonight's 11-race program. And then tomorrow night we have heats of the Paradise Street Trophy, named after one of the greats of WA greyhound racing. Speaking of greats, David Shortte joins us in the studio. How are you, Shorty?
I'm very well, thank you, Pete. Good morning to your good self. Jesse, everyone tuned into TAB Radio. Lovely to have your company on this Friday morning and really looking forward to a busy weekend of chasing upcoming.
And Jesse, straight from Northam into the studios this morning. How are you doing?
A little bit tight, but that's okay, Pete. We can battle on and make sure we get through the show.
Yeah, you're doing a few kilometres these days. How was the program last night? I thought it was a very good quality of fields there. Yeah,
it was good to see some city class racing there. We had a good 700-metre race, which was always one of the highlights on the card. The City 4-5 was really good. Firelighter was impressive. We went 29.17, some 3 lengths off the track record. So it's great to see trainers going up the hill and taking out some of those city class races with some of the better dogs who we don't usually see at the country venue there, Pete.
Yeah, looking forward to it, and another good night across in Queensland as well, Shorty, with some of the match racing over there and, of course, the State of Origin.
Indeed, yeah, it was a complete New South Wales domination there last night in the State of Origin, Pete, with the New South Wales campaigners absolutely lighting the place up. Paloar King, too good for them in the distance final, defeating Phase Magic and Valpolicella. Overflow Bow was too good for them in the sprint series, with New South Wales going 1-2 there, with Good Odds Cobber finishing a runner-up. And then it was down to the match race, and it was McKenna who, off the inside draw, was able to hold out J and prove the superior sprinter on the night. So the 3-0 sweep for New South Wales after going down in the rugby version. They were able to claim the spoils in the greyhound version there at Albion Park overnight, Pete.
All right, let's turn our attention across to this program tonight. It's a tough way to start the card with 3 300-metre races and a 400-metre maiden and a short price favourite in the first, Shorty. It's Not Right at $1.60.
Yeah, this is certainly a tip no bet race for me, Pete. Happy enough to watch on here. Number 7, It's Not Right on top, but too short for me to be betting into this particular race. And it's not a big body of work, obviously, being a maiden. There's a lot of these runners that are open to improvement. It's Not Right, did run that 22.74 going back a few starts ago, and something like that here you'd think would probably be winning the race. From number 4, Carina Missile for the Credelli camp. Number 2, Sender Jack, and I'll round it out with number 8, Good Handles. 7, 4, 2 and 8 for me. I'll just be watching on here in the first.
I'll go 7, 8, 4 and 1, 7 in It's Not Right on top. Did qualify at Cannington over the 520, so it must suggest that there's some ability there. For second, 8, Good Handles. For third, 4 in Carina Missile, and for fourth, 1, Wanda Strager. 7, 8, 4, 1, race number 1.
I'll go 7, 2, 1 and 5. It's Not Right on top, but yes, I'm not sure if I'll be taking the $1.60 on offer. Let's go to race number 2 over the 300 metres. And to make it even harder over the 300, we've got almost equal favourites at $3 in Doku Flyer, and also Bonnie Rico. Doku Flyer at $3, $3.20 about Bonnie Rico. I'll be going with Doku Flyer on top, not with a lot of confidence though. Greyhound is yet to win in 7 starts here at the track and distance. We discussed this last week, Shorty, and I know they do win eventually. Nicely drawn, and it's interesting to note that 2 of the 3 wins have come from box number 2. So I'll go that way. From number 5 in Fennec Fox for Enzo Credelli, a greyhound who certainly can improve in a race like this, does show some early speed. 4, 2 Extreme and 6 Celestial Gas, but not with a lot of confidence. 2, 5, 4 and 6. 2, 5, 4 and 6 for Pete there in race number 2. I'm also going with the 2 Daikoku Flyer here for Gary Nelson. Look, that effort 2 back from an inside draw, 17.25. It's something like that here you'd think would see it pretty hard to beat. So just hoping it can step and run to that performance 2 back. If it does, it'll be hard to beat. From number 1, Bonnie Rico, being placed 6 of 9 from the draw. Placed 3 of 4 track and trip. So Bonnie Rico looks quite likely to hit the frame in this particular event. Then number 5, Phoenix Fox, coming off a couple of fourths of late. And I'll round it out with greyhound number 3, a Dynamic Mac. The 4's there in with place claims as well. Pretty open affair, 2, 1, 5, 3.
I'll go 2-1-4-5, 2 Daikoku Flyer on top from 1 Bonnie Rico, 4 Turk's Dream, and for 4th I'll throw in 5 Fennec Fox. 2-1-4-5, race 2.
Race number 3, grade 5 and 6 over the 300 metres, and Tony Marlier has them here in 2 Spot Malt, currently quoted at $2.50. I thought Golden Spolly might be hard to beat from box number 1. Did run a time of 16.27 from this draw, going back 3 starts ago up in town, Shorty.
It did. I'm sticking with 2 Spot Malt here. I just think grade-wise it gets in really nicely. This dog was a winner of a country grade 4 9 starts ago in 17.06 here at this track and trip. Something like that here would see 2 Spot Malt getting the job done. It was from this very draw, box number 5. Was able to show good early pace, 6:48, 17.06, and it was a bit under a length outside best of night time. So rinse and repeat of that performance here for 2 Spot Malt. We'll see it's pretty hard to stoush. From number 3, Found the Break, never too far away from the action. 1 Golden Spolly, and 4 Flying Goldwings, a dog I've got a fair bit of time for this sort of grade. No surprise at all to see it in the numbers 5, 3, 1 and 4, race number 3.
I will go 5-4-1-3, 5-2 Spot Malt on top, dropping out a free-for-all company of late. Usually doesn't take him too long to win one of these races. Decent record at the trip, 9 starts for a win and 4 minors. For second, 4 Flying Goldwing. She's always thereabouts in this company. For third, 1 in Golden Spolly. And for 4th, I'll throw in 3, Found the Break. 5-4-1-3, race number 3.
Yeah, I thought Golden Spolly was a good price here from the inside draw. As I mentioned, ran a good time up in town and did win from box number 6 in a similar time of 16:30, which is probably a time that would be good enough to win a race like this. So 1 Golden Spolly on top for me. From number 4, Flying Goldwing from Diane Carmody's kennel. Number 3, Found the Break, has been knocking on the door, and 5 2 Spot Malt I'll put in for 4th, 1 4 3 5 in race number 3. To race number 4 on the card, Taming the Tiger, Jesse, is the favourite here for Kirsty Moore, a greyhound who's got winning form next to his name.
Yeah, and it was doing it in provincial class company over the 400 metres in the steady time. 6:36 is an electric out earlier, but over the 300 metres you think should be finding the front and being pretty hard to beat here. She's got that quick 7:10.01 personal best to her name as well. 3 starts, 2 wins and a minor over the trip. For second, number 6, Asada, racing really well at Northam, spearing the lids out. He's had 3 career starts for 3 wins. For third, 7 Neon Leon, he's always thereabouts. Dropping down in distance is probably going to suit him a bit more than the 380 at Cannington did. And for 4th, I'll throw in number 1 in Prime Voltage. 3, 6, 7, 1, race number 4.
3, 6, 7 and 1 for Jesse. I've gone with 3, made it a special. Taming the Tiger here. Was with the dog last week. Impressive, running 22.81. It's capable of running quicker than that, but back to 300 here, where the dog's got an excellent record. 3 tries for 2 wins and a second. Happy to be with it. It's also got good numbers from box 3, where it's had the 3 tries for a win and 2 placings. So Taming the Tiger, more than happy to be with it tonight. And certainly from a price perspective, was hoping it'd be a touch bigger than the 270, but I think it'll be the dog that they all have to beat. So 3 on top from 7 Neon Leon. Definitely a watch in this particular race. Neon Leon was back into the winners list, 2 back, and then it steps back in distance here. No surprise to see it improve, and improve quite sharply. Number 8, Pop's Pocket's a dog I definitely want to include. That effort going back 2 starts ago was really good, and that was from this very draw, running 17.31. It can hit the frame at a price. And number 5, in Coda Herrera, is never far from the action. 3, I'll make it a special, Taming the Tiger from 7, 8 and 5.
Do you think Neon Leon can lead from box 7, Jesse?
I know that Asada's going to give him a really nice card across. I'm not sure if he can match motors with Taming the Tiger. Just looking at last week, Taming the Tiger went 6.36 early. Neon Leon went 6.32. So he's half a length quicker. That's probably not going to be enough to cross Pete.
It's got a slight check last week, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, but he probably didn't jump as well as he has. He is untested over the 300 metres. I'm not sure if Shane trialled him, but we certainly haven't trialled him since he's entered Dad's care.
All right, Taming the Tiger I'm putting on top, so I'm agreeing with you, boys. A greyhound who's won 2 or 3. Kirsty Moore has this greyhound going very, very nicely for Ryan Hill. For second, I'll put in number 5, Coda Herrera, a greyhound who's got a fair bit of ability, and I thought it was a good run last start. For third, I'll put in number 1, Prime Voltage, who's nicely drawn, and 7, Neon Leon. If he can get across, he certainly play a part in the finish. 3, 5, 1, 7 in race number 4. Race number 5 should be a good race, Shorty, with the clash here of Arbolino and Curo. Curo is currently at $2.70, Arbolino at $2.80. I didn't have much between the two. What about yourself?
No, I didn't, but I'm still happy to make 3 Arbolino the dog to beat here. I think you go back 2 and 3 runs ago, both sub-30 performances in town. They're really good form reference for a race of this nature. Curo's going to have to do it from the wide draw, which is never easy over the 488 metres. It did come from this box 2 back when winning in 27.39. Last time out from the middle pin, had not much luck. It was still a run full of merit. So, respecting the 8, but I think number 3 Arbolino, just with the draw advantage, happy enough to go its way and make it one of the better bets. From 8 Curo, I think they look a great quinella in the race. They are both very talented chasers that have got plenty of wins left in store, that is for sure and certain, and they'll, I'm sure, run into each other plenty more times in the upcoming months. So 3 special from number 8 Curo. Lock them in on the quinella there. I think they'll be running first and second. I'll then include greyhound number 4 Leclerc. Hit and miss style of customer, but can add a bit of value to the novelties in this race. And number 2 in Stylish in black. 3, 8, lovely quinella from 4 and 2.
I'll go 3, 8, 4, 6, 3 Arbolino on top. Like Shorty said, the draw advantage, I don't think there's that much between these 2 greyhounds, so having an inside, it's going to be a massive advantage on a bend start. For second, number 8 Curo. For third, number 4 in Leclerc. And for fourth, I'll throw in 6 Frantic Phyllis. Wasn't disgraced last week in easier company over the trip. 3, 8, 4, 6, race 5.
Yeah, I agree with you boys totally. 3, 8, I think it's a very good quinella here. Arbolino for Paul Stewart, a very talented chaser. Brings that form from Cannington down here to Mandurah. I thought it was a good run last start after missing that start from the same draw as tonight. Needs to be able to jump with them, but as long as he gets through that first corner, I think he'll be very hard to beat. Number 8, Curo, nicely drawn, has won from the outside box before, and it wasn't a quick time here, Shorty, in a similar grade and did find trouble early, if you remember. For third, number 4 in Leclerc, and 6 Frantic Phyllis, 3, 8, 4 and 6 in race number 5. Now, Carlos Sorella sent through the scratchings. The reserves are out of races 2 and 3, and also race number 8. Go down to race number 10, scratch 7, Biggest Fan, and race 11, Pumbar Smith comes out. So race 10, number 7, race 11, number 4, and then the reserves out of the other races. Pecorino Manelli is the favourite in race number 6, currently quoted at $2.70. I thought Kenya Gulfstream might be able to play a part here. A greyhound currently at $3.40, so second favourite. Has been placed at both runs from box number 8. I know that he's only won 1 of 18. That win did come from box 7, so I'm not concerned with the white draw, and I think Pecorino Manelli can actually bring him across from box number 8. So 8 on top, Kenya Gulfstream to win. I'll put in number 7, Pecorino Manelli for second. Greyhound has been chasing very well for David Hobby. Both wins, though, did come from box number 1, so I'll be interested, Shorty, your thoughts from the wide draw. Number 5, Security Guard, a greyhound who's been knocking on the door for Corey White, placed at all 3 starts. And 2, Raclette Manelli is also nicely drawn here. So 8, 7, 5 and 2, I'll go in race number 6.
Yes, Pete, I think you're onto something here. Wide draw, Kenya Gulfstream's a key. If you have a look back through that performance to win, all the dog wanted to do was get wide from box 7 when winning in 22-29. Since then, from inside to middle draws, has sort of found trouble getting up the track. From box number 8, 2 starts ago behind Big Rodney, was really comfortable off the track. Last time out from box number 2, copped a few checks after landing in a forward spot, and I thought the effort to finish third behind Taming the Tiger, who I've got on top in an earlier race, was a good performance. Drawn in the box it wants to be. It's going to get room to operate. I think that's the key to the race. 8, Kenya Gulfstream with a safe getaway, hanging out there, minding its own business, can get the job done here tonight. 8 on top. From number 2, Raclette Manelli, I thought number 4, Power Up Yoshi, had to be thrown into the mix, as did 7, Pecorino Manelli. It should step and give Kenya Gulfstream room to operate, and 5, Security Guards, a must include for Trifecta's first 4s. Pretty keen here, number 8. I think box 8 and room to zoom is the key to the race. 8, 2, 4, 7.
I'll go 4, 8, 7, 2. 4, Power Up Yoshi on top. A string of third placings over the 488. Drops back down to the 400, where he has won before and has a decent record of 12 starts, 1 win, 4 minors. Personal best, 22.59 is pretty competitive. He's not electric out early, but he's just got to jump with him, and if he can hold out some of the outside division, he's going to take a power of betting. I thought Power Up Yoshi had a decent quote. For second, 8, Kenya Gulfstream. For third, 7, Pecorino Manelli. And for fourth, number 2, Raclette Manelli. 4872, race 6.
Let's go to race number 7, the free-for-all over the 400 metres. Do you see Sunset Hornet leading here, Shorty? He's currently $1.90 favourite.
Well, to win, you'd think it'd probably have to. I found this a relatively challenging race, to be honest with you. I've ended up with number 7, Sunset Mirage, on top here. Just value-wise, thought the dog could play a part. It's a nice winner last time out. It's got Sunset Black Hawk drawn on its outside, who loves to use a bit of the track, so shouldn't have any pressure from the outside. And if it can get up into a prominent position around the likes of Apache Havoc and Sunset Hornet, I thought Sunset Mirage might be able to nick it. From number 5, Sunset Hornet, who's the dog to beat. Just don't want to step in at short prices for a dog drawn the squeeze where there's a bit of pace in the race. 8, Sunset Black Hawk's got to be some form of each way play in the race. It's had 12 starts from box 8 for 5 wins and 5 placings, so placed 10 of 12 from the pink. Gives you a pretty good idea of how much the dog enjoys the draw out wide on the track. And number 3, Apache Havoc, has to be thrown into the mix here if it can roll to the top. There's quite a few wide runners in the race, and Apache Havoc could have that lovely spot on the fence. 7, 5, 8 and 3 for me, race number 7.
I'll go 5, 7, 8 and 1. 5, Sunset Hornet on top, dropping out of the Winter Cup final when taking out, defeating West on Booney. Massive drop down in class. She's a proven winner of the trip 6 starts, 4 wins. She's quick out early. She's going to take a lot of catching. From 7, Sunset Mirage, who's probably nicely drawn out there wide on the track, was a good winner of a free-for-all in City Class Company. But it was a length slower than what Sunset Hornet went on the same night. For 3rd, number 8, Sunset Blackhawk. And for 4th, I'll throw in 1 in a little bit twisted off the inside draw. It's probably not where he wants to be, but he does have plenty of ability. 5, 7, 8, 1, race 7.
I'm going with number 5 as well, Sunset Hornet. Just needs to cross Rubidium early, but, you know, that Winter Cup form dropping back, as Jesse mentioned. This field's it's got a little bit of depth to it, though. Sunset Mirage has obviously got a lot of ability. Sunset Mirage has ability, and Sunset Blackhawk has got a 50% winning strike rate from box number 8. So of her 10 wins, 5 of them have come from box number 8, Shorty, 4 seconds, and also a 3rd. So finishing in the top 3, 10 of 12. Certainly can't be dismissed, and you're getting the odds to be able to have a throw at the stumps. And number 4, Rubidium. If Rubidium can show enough speed to be able to hold out, Sunset Hornet might be there at the finish. 5, 7, 8 and 4 in race number 7. Race number 8 is the Greyhounds WA Nambilup Cup final. Very good field here with the heats conducted last week. Sunset Pepe is currently the favourite with Tab Touch at $3.10. Comes up with box number 1 with the scratchings of Arbolino and Curo. Do you think, Jesse, that Sunset Pepe can hold up from the inside? And if he can't, where does he map into that first corner?
It's going to be interesting because he hasn't really been accelerating as well as he has been in the past. Thinking maybe that fall he had a couple of starts ago affected his confidence. That was over the 400 metres. He hasn't won for 10 starts, so to be tipping him in a final is a big statement. So I'm going to avoid that with Bezecchi on top. Greyhound, who's won his last 3, was a good winner when defeating Sunset Pepe, running him down over the concluding stages. For 2nd, number 4, Weston Marley, a Greyhound who's going to be on speed, led Sunset Callisto for a long way after leading early and fading up the straight. She has good form in a Group 2 WA Oaks. For 3rd, number 3, Disco Daisy, a surprise heat winner last week when defeating Shy Emoji. And for 4th, I'll throw in 6, Shy Emoji from the wide draw. It's probably going to struggle to get across there, but we'll be powering on late. 5, 4, 3 and 6, race 8.
I'm going the same dog on top here, number 5, Bezecchi. I think you find this dog's one that's going to make a real splash over the upcoming months here. Recent win there in 29.88 in town from a middle draw was very good, defeating Apple Crumble. Thought the win last week was outstanding to knock off Sunset Pepe. So Bezecchi on top on an each-way basis from number 1, Sunset Pepe, who from the draw certainly comes in to the mix. 7, Sunset Callisto, never far from the action. And then you could throw a stack of them in for 3rd and 4th for trifectas and first 4s. For the sake of this exercise, I'll go with 3, Disco Daisy, but 4, Weston Miley, 6, Shy Emoji, are certainly very capable of hitting the frame. 5, 1, 7 and 3.
Are you concerned where he gets too early, Shorty?
Absolutely, yep. There's no doubt about that. He's not a bomb-proof beginner by any means, Bezecchi, but one thing he has got is a massive motor. And if you open your eyes at the halfway point, Pete, and Bezecchi's within a few lengths of the leaders, on pretty decent terms with yourself.
One thing about that is Shy Emoji's not electric out early on his outside, and West on Marley does like to carve across, so he's going to get all the room in the world, Bezecchi.
Hey, I like the dog. He obviously went straight past Gove Apple Crumble Winburn. Apple Crumble still recovering from that. We haven't seen him on the track since, I don't think. Sunset Pepe, I'm going to go, though, because of the fact that I'm expecting him to lead from box number one. If he doesn't lead, then he's in all sorts of trouble, but I think he can hold up, and I'm just thinking that Bezecchi might get crowded up early. If he gets clear running and he sits second or third, well, he's going to go straight past whoever's in front of him. But 1 Sunset Pepe on top from 5 Bezecchi, number 6 Shy Emoji, 7 Sunset Callisto, 1, 5, 6 and 7. You're getting a good price about Bezecchi tonight, and as Shorty mentioned, if he goes through the grades as we're expecting him to do, this price could be luxurious tonight and we might not see it again. Speaking of prices, $1.10. Would you be taking the $1.10 in your multis tonight with Jimmy's Jet?
No, I'd barely be taking the $1.10. The sun coming up tomorrow, Pete, so $1.10 about a canine winning's not a great option for me personally. I like Jimmy's Jet as a dog. Inside draw suitable. He's absolutely the most likely winner of this race, but they're just they're not prices that I have any interest in. $1.10, so it'll be again just a tip, no bet style of race. 2 on top. Maybe if you're going to play the novelties, number 8, Don't Tell Dasher, is a dog that's been just running into that second place position for fun of late, behind the likes of Kingshot, Unleash Mayhem, West on Willow, Jason Keeping. So in a race where Jimmy's Jet may well put a gap on them, number 8, Don't Tell Dasher, might be a nice sort of rover around it. Number 4, Butter Me Up, is never far from the action. It's one that you must include for your trifectas and first fours. And I'll include number 1, Fred Flint, off the inside draw. 2 just picks itself here from 8, 4 and 1.
Same numbers, slightly different order. 2, 1, 8 and 4. He's a freak, Jimmy's Jet. He's going to win a lot better races than this provincial grade 5. For second, number 1, Fred Flint. For third, 8, Don't Tell Dasher. And for fourth, I'll throw in 4, Butter Me Up. 2, 1, 8 and 4, race 9.
2, 4, 8 and 3, Jimmy's Jet should just be winning. But yeah, $1.10 doesn't really give you any encouragement to have an investment here unless you want to go the first 4, Shorty, but even the field of 7 makes it difficult to try and get value there. Race number 10, Biggest Fan, comes out, and the favourite on Tab Touch is with All Grunt, currently at $2.90. I'm going with every step here. A greyhound who comes up with box number 1 for Damien Credelli. Nice placing from a wide draw, and he has drawn wide. She has drawn wide at her last couple. My concern is, but I've mentioned this a couple of times in our previews, getting used to the Mandra form. She hasn't won down here at the track, but she has won importantly from box number 1. So 1 on top from number 4, Capadora, number 8, All Grunt, and 2, All About Marble. 1, 4, 8 and 2.
Interesting race, this one here. I found it pretty difficult to isolate the dog that I really wanted to be with, but in the end I've gone with number 8, All Grunt. Stack of placings going back 3, 4 and 5 runs ago. Any of those performances here would see All Grunt pretty hard to beat, so we'll go with number 8 on top. Hope that it gets a bit of luck on the way over. From number 4, Capadora, the dog that's open to plenty of scope for improvement, being so young in its career. 5, Connie Keeping, the train's got his kennel starting to tickle over quite nicely now. Connie Keeping can improve in a race like this, and won every step. 8, 4, 5 and 1, race number 10.
It's an interesting race. I'll probably just leave it at that. All Grunt I'll have on top from number 1, every step. For third, 4, Capadora, and 5, Connie Keeping. 8, 1, 4 and 5, race 10.
Well, if you thought that was an interesting race, look at the second of the novices. Pumbar Smith comes out here, and we've got $2.10 about Crooked Kelly. Which way are you going here, Jesse?
I'm with 2, Whole Shot on top. Was third last week from an inside draw behind Oriole Apprentice when showing early speed. If she can lead again, she's going to be awfully hard to beat without trying to disrespect the rest of the field. It is a field of non-winners. Second, Crooked Kelly for second, racing over the 400 steps up to the 488. Be interesting to see how she can handle the step up and trip. For third, 8, Glasgow Boy, and for fourth, I'll throw in 5 on the Jacks. 2, 7, 8, 5, race number 11.
2, 7, 8 and 5 for Jesse in race number 5. He does raise a good point. There's not a lot of impressive winning strike rates is probably the best way to say it in this particular lineup. But the fact that they're all in the same race as each other lets us know that there is one of them, but we'll be wondering away with the prize for tonight. And I just thought that it may well be number 7, Crooked Kelly. That is that greyhound from number 2, Whole Shot, 8, Glasgow Boy. And rounding it out with the 1 there, Bodacious Bow, 7, 2, 8 and 1 for me in race number 11, Pete.
I think this is one of the toughest Friday night programs that I have ever seen, Shorty. I know we were discussing it that Thursday and Fridays are your nights. I'm not sure how you would rate this in regards to meetings that you'll be investing in.
There's about half the card that I like, and there's about half that I'll just be watching.
All right, I'll go 2, 7, 1 and 8 in the last. Whole Shot on top.
I can tell you about the last, Pete. The winning margin won't be big.
Okay.
That's the one guarantee. It'll be a tight finish.
All right. Well, the man who'll be calling all the action for us tonight is Ryan Levitsky, and he'll be up and about today because his children would have got up this morning. They would have put the balloons and streamers up because he's celebrating his birthday. Not sure if he'll tell us how old he is, but a very happy birthday, Ryan.
Well, thank you, Peter. I'm 44, unfortunately.
44. Well, there you go. You're still young. Still a young tacker.
Compared to you, I am. Compared to Jesse, I'm not. And Jesse, who was on camera last night? Can we name and shame?
It was Liam Norris.
You did mention Liam. Yeah, because it's a bit of humour, Ryan. Happy birthday to you. But I did listen into one of Jesse's late calls, and he said, yep, you're okay just the first time round with this one, Liam. They're only running the 1 lap. This is just over the shorter trip. So
threw him under the bus.
Nice little kidney punch, that one, Jesse.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure it'd do the same to me anyway.
Yeah. They have actually got a competition between the camera people that when they do that, they get a lot of ribbing.
So they should.
Amongst themselves.
Oh, appalling form, to be fair. As a punter.
Lucky Carlos Martins has retired. He used to stand him down for 3 weeks.
Pending satisfactory trials.
Anyway, how are you celebrating your birthday today besides working tonight?
I'm going to take my youngest to a putting green.
Beautiful.
Not very exciting, but I'm going to introduce him to golf because basketball and footy just not clicking at the moment, so we'll try something else.
Okay, we'll take him out for lunch after that and spoil him, maybe a KFC or something like that. Now, what's your best tonight, please? It's a tough program that we've discussed earlier on. Shorty likes 4 or 5 of the races tonight, but what's your best, please?
It is, yeah. I'm finding a lot of dogs are starting under the odds. A lot of odds-on favourites are starting under the odds at Mandurah. So I'm steering clear of basically all favourites who are close to $2 or under. So we'll start with race 6, number 8, Kenya Gulfstream. It just never runs a bad race. I know the draw doesn't suit, but it's the best dog in the race. Any luck, and I think Kenya Gulfstream will win. It's $3.40, I think. Mm-hmm. Race 10, number 4, Capadora, looks over the odds for Christine Robarts. And race 11, it's very even. So I'll go with 8, Glasgow Boy. Race 6, number 8, race 10, number 4, race 11, number 8. And I have done a quaddie because I think we can stand out Kenya Gulfstream and just hope it gets the job done. First leg, 3, 4, 7, 8. Second leg, number 8. Third leg, 1, 3, 5, 8. Fourth leg, 1, 5, 7. That's $48.
Okay, and yours and Tony Lopez, wonderful chaser Henry Keeping, ran his last race there on Wednesday night. Been a good chaser for you?
Yep. Made a lot. Who says you can't make money out of 300-metre dogs?
Not Brad Cook.
We made plenty out of him. Yeah, you just give it to the king of the short courses and let him do the rest because he did have some injuries early on. He was quite lightly raced, Henry Keeping, and Brad was very patient, and it paid off because of, I think he won 40-plus races and had 100 starts.
Beautiful. All right, well done. What about Saturday night, your best, and have you done a quaddie there as well?
Yeah, race 2, number 5, Window Shopper, each way. Race 5, number 2, Sunset Lasso. Race 9, number 7, Bagnaya. Bagnaya's had no luck. It's ready to win and win comfortably. Quaddie, not all that. Hang on, what have I done here? Oh, no. Yeah, no, I've written down the wrong quaddie. I put number 9 in a quaddie here, so something's gone wrong. Okay. So you forget about the quaddie.
All right, we'll come back to that. We've got chasing on Sunday at Mandurah again, and then Monday back at Northam, Tuesday, Mandurah. Anything on those 3 days?
Yeah, Ben McLean's got a litter. They're all named after sort of basketball phrases, and a couple of them are starting to hit their straps. So I like race 6, number 5, Making It Rain. It just needs to jump. Any sort of a clean getaway, I think Making It Rain will be winning that race on Tuesday night.
And what's that meaning?
Making It Rain's when you're on fire and you just keep hitting threes.
There you go. I'm getting old. Happy birthday, Ryan. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Pete.
Good on you, Ryan Levisky there. He always lets me know my age whenever he speaks to me, which is good to know.
So you don't forget, Pete.
No, exactly.
He's not making us feel any younger anyway, Pete. 44. Would be nice, 44.
Yeah, I'd love to be back there again. Anyway, should we turn our attention, or before we turn our attention across, let's get your best, please, tonight in a quaddie.
Yes, certainly. Let's kick it off. Race 4, number 3, Taming the Tiger. Race 5, number 3, Arbolino with a 3 and 8, Quinella. And race 6, number 8, Kenya Gulfstream. So 4-3, 5-3, 6-8. Quaddie-wise, first leg 3 and 8. Second leg 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Third leg 3, 5, 7, 8. Final leg 1, 3, 5, 7. That's 3, 8, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. 3, 5, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5 and 7. That will cost you $160 for a full unit. $32 will get you 20% if you're playing along at home there tonight with that quaddie.
I like race 4, number 3, Taming the Tiger, race 6, number 4, Power Up Yoshi, and race 8, number 5, Bezeki. Those two are good prices. For a quaddie, we'll go 3, 4, 7 and 8 the first leg, 2, 4, 7 and 8 the second leg, 5 and 7 in the third leg, and 1, 3, 4 to round it out there. Pete?
All right, let's turn our attention across to the Saturday night program. We start with a novice over the 300 metres, no market up with Tab Touch at the moment. Incredible Pink, I thought it'd be hard to beat. Greyhound, who has had no luck at all recently, but has been drawing wider boxes except for last start. And I'm going to put Incredible Pink for Fran Farrell on top of number 7, Ripon Warrior, a greyhound who has the early speed and just needs to be able to get across from the wide draw. Yet to win in 6 starts at Mandurah, and both victories did come from inside draws. For third, I'll put in number 4, In Her Mood, and 5, Kid Ego, 1, 7, 4, 5 in the first.
1, 7, 4 and 5 for Pete in race number 1. I will also go with the well-drawn number 1, Incredible Pink. Good luck to Fran there on Saturday night. Hopefully the dog can use the draw to advantage. From another of Fran's runners, number 6, Incredible Nick, needs to get the start right, obviously, from the draw, but very capable. I'll then include greyhound number 3 in Smell the Bloom. No luck its last few, but that effort fall back was certainly good enough for a race like this. And number 7 in Ripon Warrior is very capable, been racing consistently for Aaron Brown. 1, 6, 3, 7 in the first.
I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 Incredible Pink on top from our girl Bloom, Smell the Bloom, and In Her Mood.
Race number 2 is the first heat of the Paradise Street over the 652 metres. 90 Mile Rose is currently the favourite, a last start winner and an impressive winner as well, Shorty. Can she overcome box number 8?
Potentially, Pete. This is a good race. Really interesting to see how it does pan out. $2.40 is probably as short as you'd like to take, but certainly off what we saw there last time out, hard to beat. Only has to reproduce that, get across to take a bit of stopping. I thought the value in the race would be number 4, Jamie Keeping, 10 and 360. Excellent record, track and trip, Jamie Keeping. Has had the 9 starts over the 652 metres for 2 wins and 5 seconds. So 7 of 9 has run top 2, and at 10 and 360, that's enough to get me for a little spec there. She's been good to me on the way through, Jamie Keeping. Then number 2, Sage to Neil. We know Sage to Neil's best is very good. If it happens to step and roll to the top, be awfully hard to beat. And 1, Speed Freaks back in a bit of nick, aiming up at a winning hat-trick here. Few winning hopes, 8, 4, 2 and 1.
I will go 1, 2, 8 and 4. 1 Speed Freak on top. Racing really well at Northam. Won her last 2. She comes into box 1 where she's got a good record. She's full of confidence. She's broken 37 seconds in the past. I think she's this is her race to lose. For second, number 2, Sage to Neil, coming off that run in Brisbane, back down to her home state. I think she'll improve. For third, number 8, 90 Mile Rose. And for fourth, number 4, Jamie Keeping, 1, 2, 8, 4, race number 2.
I agree with you, Jesse. Speed Freak, I thought would be very, very hard to beat from the inside draw. That form up at Northam's been very good and has the ability to be able to hold up here. So Speed Freak on top. Jamie Keeping, I agree with what Shorty says as well. I think better drawn tonight. For third, number 8, 90 Mile Rose, and 2, Sage to Neil, 1, 4, 8 and 2 in race number 2. Race number 3, All About Cole on Tab Touch, is currently the favourite at $2.50. All victories have come from outside of box number 5, Shorty. a greyhound who has got good form, has won 2 of his last 3, one of those over the 600 metres and 652 here, 600 up in town. What do you think of the record from wide draws and the fact that All About Cole comes up tonight with box number 1?
Yeah, I prefer All About Cole drawn off the track. It wants to get wide from the get-go, and from box number 1, Clifton Cruz normally a decent beginner. It should be crossing, and then All About Cole will want to get off and could get a little bit messy from that inside draw. I'll go with number 7, Chloe Ant, back in the winners list last time out. Pretty capable type. From number 5, Harley Manelli, very capable dog. I think it can land in a prominent position here and give a bit of cheek. 1, All About Cole. Look, if it gets to the outside without doing too much damage, it can certainly play a part. And 4, Acing Kuna has certainly got his paw on the till. Doesn't end there. Dogs like Tim on Lane's drawn where it wants to be with room to move. Clifton Cruz has been a wonderful old campaigner. Good race, 7-5-1-4.
I'll go 1, 4, 8 and 5. Not too worried about the box draw with All About Cole. It is a short run to that first corner and has a decent box 1 record. 5 starts for 4 minors, yet to win. But last week was a little bit disappointing behind Coco Shimmer when jumping on the field. He did get into trouble, but before then was really impressive. 37.06 is probably one of the fastest times we have seen over the 652. It's not often that they break the 37-second barrier. For second, number 4, Acing Kuna wasn't a bad run behind 90 Mile Rose last week. For third, number 8 in Tim on Lane. And for fourth, 5, Harley Manelli. Should be a big improver second up over the trip. She's had some cracking sectionals when leading a Provincial 5 last week over this trip. 1, 4, 8 and 5, race 3.
I'm happy to go with number 8, Tim and Lane. I thought it was a good effort. Last start behind Sunset Comanche. Sunset Comanche proved too good, but was only beaten 2 lengths on the line. Prior to that was a nice winner from an inside draw, mind you, up in town. The time was okay, 35.10. And I think that he's got a fair bit of upside, Tim and Lane. This litter's been very good. Superior Panama Star book, so 8 on top. From number 5, Harley Manelli. I think that Harley Manelli can certainly play a part in a race like this. Was a nice third in that race behind Sunset Comanche when leading for a long way last start. For third, I'll put in number 1, All About Cole, and number 7, Chloe Ant. 8, 5, 1 and 7 in race number 3. Race number 4 is the next heat of the third heat of the Paradise Street Trophy, and Carter Axelrod is the $1.95 favourite. A greyhound has been flying, Shorty, beaten last start, but a greyhound has certainly got a very good record down here at this track and distance.
Certainly has, Pete. Yeah, just a winning machine. Carter Axelrod, that's been clear for all to see in recent times. Far from disgrace last time out when runner-up behind Sunset Mirage in a free-for-all over the 488. Time was good. From box 8, it's going to get room to zoom out wide on the track, and from there I thought it would be pretty hard to beat. From greyhound number 2, Penny Magic, if it lobs to the front, be hard to get past, always is. 5, Sunset Comanche, I thought was a very impressive debut performance over this distance last week. We were with it. No reason to jump off of what we saw there. And greyhound number 1, Ballistic Ants, there in the mix. It's a good lineup. Going to stick, though, with the very much informed Carter Axelrod, 8, 2, 5 and 1.
I'll go 5, 2, 8 and 7. 5, Sunset Comanche on top. From box 1 was a good winner in 37.31 last week. Second up over the trip, he was strip a lot fitter. He's broken 30 seconds comfortably at Cannington in the past over the 520. For second, number 2, Penny Magic. Wasn't disgraced behind 90 Mile Rose last week, and a good third behind Flying Fred of the week before. For third, number 8, Carter Axelrod from the wide draw. And for fourth, I'll throw in 7, Nifty Ned at 5, 2, 8, 7, race 4.
I'm going with number 8, Carter Axelrod, the track record holder. I think the $1.95 is a good price, and I think the outside draw doesn't actually affect him at all. So 8 on top. It was a good run. I think he will strip fitter Sunset Comanche for second. Number 5, number 4, Coco Shimmer, and 2, Penny Magic, 8, 5, 4 and 2 in race number 4. Sunset Lasso, number 2, is the favourite in the next, and that is race number 5, first leg of the quaddie, currently quoted at $2. There's a little bit of depth in this race, Jesse.
Yeah, there is, but I think Sunset Lasso is going to be pretty hard to beat coming off running in the WA Oaks final there at Cannington when behind Sunset Serengeti. Was a novice winner in 27.28. Just has to repeat that performance. The thorn in her side here is going to be Beauty and Me, who is a quick beginner, drawn in box number 1. 5 gone, Sunset Lasso on top. For second, 4, Defender. Greyhound is always thereabouts. Wasn't a bad effort behind Oriole Apprentice last week coming from behind. For third, 1, Beauty and Me, who's probably going to be right on speed, if not leading Sunset Lasso. And for fourth, number 3, In Such a Vibe, 2, 4, 1, 3, race 5.
Yeah, interesting race. I thought Sunset Lasso, though, off that performance 2 back, had to be the dog to beat and made it one of the best bets on the program, running to that 27-28 here. We'll see Sunset Lasso delivering the chockies, so happy to be with it, and one of the best bets of the weekend to Sunset Lasso. Next best, number 4 in Defender. Nice effort when runner-up last time out. Number 1, Beauty in Me, deserves respect. And 3, Such a Vibe, also there in the mix. There's almost anything could run second and third, but I thought it was Sunset Lasso, or I'm not sure. So 2 on top, Sunset Lasso, one of the bets of the weekend, Pete.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shorty, and I think $2 is a good price about Sunset Lasso in the first leg of the quaddie. I think settles a clear second behind Beauty and Me and then goes past her down the back straight. I think she'll be much too strong, and that 27-28 run a couple of runs ago was very, very smart indeed. So 2 on top. I'll put in for second, number 3 in Such a Vibe, a greyhound who I've got a fairly high opinion of, has been placed at both runs down here at the track, and from this nice litter of Zach Manelli recall Kelso, which we've spoken about a few times. For third, number 1, Beauty and Me, who I think will be in front for a while, and 4, Defender, 2, 3, 1 and 4 in the first leg of the quaddie. Race number 6 on the program, and we go to this race here where My Anarchy Boy is the $1.75 favourite, a greyhound who's been well supported at his last 2, and he's found trouble at both of those, Shorty. He's got a reasonable record from wide draws. Do you expect him to bounce back?
I do, Pete, but I must admit I'm one of those that have been really keen on him this last couple, and my fingers are a little burnt. So I'll tip him on top, but I just need to see him return to the winners list. This is a great opportunity for the dog to do so. Just from sort of wide to middle draws at its last 3, it's just found itself in awkward positions and hasn't been able to drill out like it has in the past mid-race. So, yeah, just need to see it before I step in, particularly at the odds-on quote. But love the dog, especially here at Mandurah. It's quite likely that My Nicky Boy with a safe getaway just blows these away. He's a really, really smart dog on its night. So 8 on top from greyhound number 2, Can You Kraken from the draw, gets an opportunity to sit up on top of the speed, and in that capacity could be pretty hard to run down. Number 4, Speedy Genie, likely to strip fitter this week, and number 6 in Stevie Manelli will get back and be absolutely charging home late. 8, 2, 4 and 6.
I'll go 8, 2, 7 and 4. 8, Meineke Boy on top. From the wide draw, I do like him. His last couple, he has run into some pretty talented types like Barbecue Man and Malfetta Cruz. For second, number 2, Can You Kraken, is going to be on speed early. For third, 7, Sassy Snickers. This greyhound's going to give Meineke Boy a lovely card into the race. And for fourth, I'll throw in 4, Speedy Genie. 8, 2, 7, 4, race number 6.
I'm going exactly the same way as Shorty, 8, 2, 4 and 6. I think he'll bounce back into the winners list here. He's got a good record at the track and distance, 6 from 9, and he has 1 from box number 8, so I'm putting him on top. I think Can You Kraken, I think it's a good quinella in this, Shorty. I think he's going to be certainly playing a part there at the finish, so I think 8, 2, and then you just work around the trifectas and first 4. 8, 2, 4 and 6, though, I'll go in race number 6. To race number 7, again over the 488 metres, and Malfetta Cruz is currently the favourite in a fairly open betting affair at $2.70.
I think it's pretty hard to beat Malfetta Cruz off what we saw there last week. It was a stunning win. Granted, was drawn a bit closer to the inside on that occasion, but a member of a really nice litter that are doing some good things, and I just thought with a safe getaway, Malfetta Cruz would be really hard to hold out. We've seen it claim some pretty big scalps on the way through, including Sunset Frazier and also a greyhound like My Anarchy Boy last week. The dog's going well from box number 7. 9 starts, 3 wins, 4 placings. So hasn't posed too many problems the wide draw in the past, and I think Malfetta Cruz can land in a forward position here in a race where there's not an absolute truckload of early pace. I sort of had it landing in the top couple, and from there being very, very hard to hold out. One of the best bets of the night. From number 2, West on Boomer, who've clearly got enormous ability. Number 4, Pudding Manelli has to be respected here, and 1, Hurricane Taylor. Returned to the winners list last time out. Eric's been really, really patient with Hurricane Taylor. If this dog lands close, we know it's a dog that's run 600 and 700 metres. It would be a legitimate threat. 7, 2, 4 and 1.
I'll go 7, 2, 4, 5, 7. Malfetta Cruz on top. I really like this greyhound. It was a good winner from box 2 last week when defeating Speedy Ginny. The pace is going to be set by West on Boomer. I think Malfetta Cruz just camps on it and runs him down. For second, that early leader, West On Boomer. For third, number 4 in Pudding Manelli. And for fourth, number 5, Custard Manelli. 7-2-4-5, race 7.
7-2-4-1 for me, so I've gone exactly the same way as Shorty, and I do think that Malfetta Cruz should be shorter than what he is. He seems to go around at pretty good prices each week, Shorty, and he's just such a reliable greyhound. He's finished in the top 3 61% of his career, and he's been a winner 27% of the time. So if you followed him, you've been getting over the odds, and he certainly will be thereabouts, and I think $2.70 is a good price about him tonight. So good luck to Nick Minutillo, who does a wonderful job with his team. 2 Hurricane Boom, I think, is ideally drawn to run second. For third, number 4 in Pudding Manelli, and 1 Hurricane Taylor. 7-2-4-1 in race number 7. To race number 8, the final leg of the quaddie, and Comfortably Numb is the favourite here. A greyhound that's currently quoted at $2.25. Interesting that all 6 wins have come, or in fact there was 1 win from box number 3, all the other wins from wide draws, and he's had 3 starts from box number 1. He's been placed once, so I'm going outside of him, and I thought 2 Ronnies would be hard to beat. A greyhound has been in really good form for Chris Hulse, well named. He's owned by Gordon Hind and Luke Townsend, the 2 Ronnies themselves, and a greyhound who's not badly drawn, has won from wide draws in the past, and I thought it was a good run last start behind Jimmy's Jet when he never gave up. So 7 on top from number 1 in Comfortably Numb. I'm concerned about the box draw, Shorty. Number 2, Van der Collen, and 8 Distribution. 7, 1, 2 and 8.
I'm going to go with number 8, Distribution. That's Distribution just knocking on the door after recent performances. Placed 2 of its last 3, 16-16 in town behind Taco Time off a slow start, and then runner-up behind Notorious Harada last time out. Just missed, really flashing to the line. This dog's bursting to win a race. Got a good record drawn off the track, and I thought that it would be pretty hard to beat here. Distribution looks ready to win. So 8 on top from number 1, Comfortably Numb. Number 7, 2 Ronnies, and 2 Van der Collen. 8, 1, 7, 2.
I'll stick with the favourite 1, 7, 8 and 5. 1 Comfortably Numb on top from 7, 2 Ronnies, 8 Distribution, and for fourth, 5 All About Courts. 1, 7, 8 and 5, race 8.
Morgan Turner's team's going very well, Jesse, and this son of Tommy Shelby, Emerald Guard, is going to go around the favourite again. He's won his last 3. He's currently quoted at $2.40. Do you think he can win again?
Absolutely. He was really well supported last week in a pretty difficult race, and he comes up against some talented types here, but he's going to be awfully hard to beat. He's got really good form over the trip. 12 starts, 6 wins. He's got a quick personal best. He's always thereabouts, and against some of these greyhounds who are transitioning from Cannington to the 520 to the 488. He's got more experience over this trip. I think that's going to be really important here. So Emerald Guard on top from 7 Bagna, who has been a little bit disappointing since the switch to Mandurah. For third, number 2, Daddy's Gill, and for fourth, 1 Dark Lightning. 4, 7, 2, 1, race 9.
Also with the 4 on top here, Emerald Guard. Well done to Morgan Turner. This dog's just flying at the minute. That was a big step up in class last time out against a good quality lineup, and I left it out, and I was really impressed. You could see mid-race the dog was absolutely trucking into it, and racing with great confidence at the moment. So happy enough to have the 4 on top, Emerald Guard here from the 7 Bagnaia. This grade of race really should be showing up. Number 5, Sneaky Pint. Go back to those efforts 3 and 4 runs ago, and the dog would be right in the finish with something like that here. And 2 Daddy's Girl, 4, 7, 5, 2.
I should have mentioned that number 8, Slingshot Cooper, is an early scratching. This Bagnaia is another one who, because of his trainer Paul Stewart, probably comes up shorter price, shorty than what other greyhounds would normally do, but I'm a big fan of his. I know his record doesn't read overly impressive, but I think he gets his opportunity tomorrow night with a vacant box on his inside, a vacant box on his outside. Sneaky Pint can show some speed. I think he stays out of trouble, and if he stays out of trouble, I think he'll be the winner. So 7 on top, Bagnaia for me. From number 4, Emerald Guard, you can't knock his form. 3 wins. He's flying at the moment. He's won 6 of 12 over this trip. For third, number 5, Sneaky Pint, who was also in good form going back 3 and 4 runs ago when he put 3 wins together. Just forget his last couple of runs. Sunset Callisto last start, he was outclassed and got into trouble from an inside box. And 2 Daddy's Girls, a greyhound with ability as well. But I like Bagnaia. I think one of the better bets on the program, but I think, as I mentioned earlier, under the, shorter than what he should be going on his recent form. 7, 4, 5 and 2. And to the last, a greyhound that's not under the odds, or is under the odds, but certainly probably not a betting proposition, is Renegade Cachice, but has done nothing wrong, Shorty. Picket Fence right alongside his name. He's won 4 or 5 over the track and distance. He's won 12 of 15 at Mandurah, loves the track, and he's $1.12 favourite.
And wins. Renegade Cachice, just a winning machine since joining Cosy D'Agostino. 21 wins and 6 seconds from 31 starts. There'll barely have been many dogs that have put together better strike rates than that here in WA. So Renegade Cachice clearly on top. From 2, All About Cooner, 8, West on Whistle, 6, Not Much Cooner, 4, 2, 8, 6.
And what Ryan mentioned earlier on about his greyhound over the shorts, this greyhound has raced the majority of his career over the shorts, and he's won over $108,000 in stake money.
That's magnificent.
He did win a feature race in Victoria before he came over here, one of those pink diamond ones.
Right.
So it did...
Over the short, though?
Yeah, inflated a little bit. I think it might have been worth $25,000 to the winner or something.
Not bad, though.
No, it's not a bad record. And a track record holder. You can't forget that, Pete. He's won 4 of 5 over the trip. He's an absolute freak. He holds the first sectional record as well. So Renegade Cachice on top from 6, Not Much Cooner. For third, 2, All About Cooner. And for fourth, number 8 in West on Whistle, who's dropping down in trip 4, 6, 2 and 8, race 10.
He's always got a good dog in his care, Cosy D'Agostino, and this one is flying Renegade Cachice. So on top, number 8, West on Whistle, I'll put in for second. Not Much Cooner and All About Cooner, 4, 8, 6 and 2 in the last on the program. Okay, Shorty, do you have a best and a quaddie, please?
I do indeed, Pete, and it's a good card. I quite like the Saturday night action. We're going to kick things off with race 4, number 8. In Carter Axelrod as the first of the specials. On to race 5, number 2, Sunset Lasso. Just thought from the draw there, really gets every chance to roll to the top and be too good for them. And rounding it out, race 7, number 7, Mole Feta Cruise. So 4, 8, 5, 2, 7, 7. From a quaddie perspective, 1 out in the first leg with number 2, Sunset Lasso. Second leg, just 2, Can You Crack It, and 8, My Nicky Boy. So 2 and 8. In the third leg, while I'm really keen on Mole Feta Cruise, I'm having 2 separate plays. So in the wide one, we'll go 1, 2, 4, 5, 7 in that third leg. And then in the final leg, go with numbers 1, 2, 7 and 8. And then on the skinny up, that third leg, just take number 7, Mole Feta Cruise, on its own. So that'll be 2, 2, 8, 7 and 1, 2, 7, 8, which makes it $8 for a full unit. The wider one, 2, 1 out. 2 and 8 second leg, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7 in the third leg, 1, 2, 7 and 8. That's $40 for a full unit, Pete. So spreading it 1 wide, 1 skinny for the quaddie there on Saturday night.
I like race 6, number 8, My Nicky Boy. Race 7, number 7, Mole Feta Cruise. And race 8, number 1, Comfortably Numb off the inside draw. For a quaddie, we'll go 1, 2, 4 the first leg. Standout My Nicky Boy in the second leg, the third leg 2 and 7, and the fourth leg 1, 7 and 8 there, Pete.
And I've been mentioning all year, Shorty, and I'll continue to mention for the next few months, 6 months at least, that this year we're celebrating 50 years of greyhound racing. Yourself, David Simonetti, Mark Botcher, Craig Evans and I, we got together on Monday and had the fun of going through trying to pick the top 8 sprinters and stayers of all time in 50 years. And there's some greyhounds that are going to be left out of the top 8 that have been absolute stars, greyhounds of the years, national sprint winners that have not been able to make the top 8, which just goes to show the quality of greyhounds that we have had and enjoyed to watch over the last 50 years.
Pete, I must admit it's been an absolute pleasure to be involved in the process, and what we have learned through that process is just how proud we can be as a state of the quality of sprinters and stayers that we've delivered over 5 decades. When you start going to that real top end, I mean, we started talking about it the other day. You could almost make a list of top 50 for both, and there'd be dogs you're talking about in the 40 to 50 bracket that have been almost greyhounds of the year and multiple group winners and the like. So it's a really, really good indicator of the quality. And look, I don't think there's any right or wrong answers. It comes down to opinions. Don't be offended if you're out there and your dog misses out and you thought you should have been in it. We've done our very best to produce something that'll be a great talking point. And to those that are there, be really proud of your dogs and what they've achieved. Yeah,
and Simo's putting a book together that will be released later this year, and some of the photos and stories that can be told of the 50 years. It's been an interesting industry to be involved in, and we've been lucky to share that for a long period of time.
Probably for 30 of the 50, Pete, we've been teaming up and doing this sort of stuff, and it's been an absolute pleasure and privilege to work with such such a fine industry, and that's what keeps me coming back for more. The dogs themselves, how beautiful they are, but also the great people that we're lucky enough to work with that put all the time and effort into these beautiful greyhounds.
Yep, looking forward to that, and we'll discuss that more as we go through the year. Thank you, boys, for being involved with Chasing Winners this morning. Looking forward to what is going to be a wonderful evening of chasing tonight at Mandurah and then tomorrow night down there as well. We'll take a break, and then Matt McDermott will come back, and he will take you through race day after this.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.